against Eli Wernigg. And these are Drake Smear. And then we'll get to our other matches here in just a moment.
Thank you very much. Legacy Classic players, welcome to the next round.
Wilson Miller's playing Bad Spirits. Most played deck here in day number 2 of competition for Modern against Brian Basoco playing Humans. And then Lucas Dunn with Demir Death Shadow against David Thomas playing Azorius Stoneblade. It's an opt here for Job.
I think Eli may have kept a no-lander after mulliganing to 4.
Oh, dear. This will not be as interesting as I'd hoped. Tormenting Voice. Job will discard his Steam Vents. He'll draw 2 cards. I'm sorry, Eli. This is less interesting than I was hoping it would be.
I celebrate all the games.
I know you do. I know you do. Chart a course. Part of me hopes Job misses his land drop now, since he discarded a land.
He's. I don't think that's a thing.
Looks like he's going to discard Lava Coil. He doesn't know what he wants to discard. All right, you win this round. He didn't miss his land drop. No. You win this round.
Standard Classic players, welcome to round 5. You will have 50 minutes to complete your match, and you may begin.
Opt here from Jonathan Job. Chart a course. Just spinning his wheels.
Just drew the Mirari conjecture. Which,
that's more wheel spinning.
Assuming Job can make his land drops here. Should lock it up. Letting it go.
That it?
That it.
Is that like that balloon noise you talked about earlier? The sweet release?
No, the air never got filled up.
Ah,
yeah.
Okay. Thank you. That's important. Jonathan Job wins a very dramatic and thrilling first game here against Eli Wernigg. Had I known that Eli only kept 4 cards, we may have watched a different game. That's okay. Fix that for next time. Brian Basoco.
Mull to 4 discard to hand size is nice. It's a nice game.
Brian doing battle against Wilson. That's Humans versus Man Spirits. And, of course, David Thomas against Lucas Dunn. That's Azorius Stoneblade against Demir Death Shadow. We'll get updates on those when we can. For now, I want to go to these sideboards, see what they're working with. Unsurprisingly, they both have Niv Mizzet. I'm going to start with Eli, though, who's got 3 copies of the Big Dragon, 2 Lightning Strike, 2 Blink of an Eye, 2 Disdainful Stroke, 2 Beacon Bolt, 2 Fiery Cannonade, a Dive Down, and a Negate. Now, I know we didn't get to see really much of anything in that first game, but give me an idea of what you'd sideboard, why, and how you think the matchup plays out even after sideboard.
I mean, it's about, I'm guessing Niv Mizzet and Negate are the big ones here. I could maybe be interested in Disdainful Stroke because Crackling Drake is such a uniquely problematic card. I mean, I think it's just about sequencing as efficiently as possible, trying to leave enough back to be able to handle opposing threats, and being really efficient with your Phoenixes. But I haven't watched much of the mirror.
I'm curious how much of a role Niv Mizzet plays, because I think it does come in, obviously, and it's hard to kill, but you can't counter it either. So, you know, we're going to see Job, and this is where Job's sideboard plan is very interesting to me. Not so much the Entrancing Melodies, though I think there are spots where those will be okay. It's his combination of Niv Mizzet and Sarkhan.
Yeah, I'm interested in, I would imagine that package is here for the mirror.
Yeah. So he's got 3 of each of those. 2 Shivan Fires, 2 Star of Extinction, a Fiery Cannon, and a Sorcerer's Spyglass. I don't really think those do much of anything. Am I wrong?
Shivan Fire might be an upgrade over Shock because 4 toughness is a part of the matchup.
So you can kick it and kill Drake?
Right, yeah, but I think Niv Mizzet and Sarkhan is the focus here.
Star of Extinction, probably not so much.
No.
I think you have to be able to kill Electromancers in the mirror. That makes me wonder if you're supposed to just board Electromancer out because it probably just dies.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Especially once you're on Niv Mizzet, the game takes kind of a different shape.
Okay, and then there's a Cannonade, which not for this matchup. Sorcerer Spyglass, that locking down anything? No. Right, there's the Drakes and all this other crap. Yeah, there's nothing. Okay.
Nothing. All
right, well, those are the options there for both players. They're going to work on that. We're going to talk about the Simian Tour Guide, our newest playmat here for the StarCityGames.com Creature Collection. It's a pre-release exclusive Creature Collection playmat, of course, because there is a Ravnica Allegiance pre-release taking place January 19th and the 20th. Now, if your store would like to become a part of this very popular and fun program, Ask your local game store to sign up today. They can contact their StarCityGames.com in-store play representative. All you got to do is head over to go.starcitygames.com/pre-release, get some more information, figure out how you can get this Simeon Tour Guide playmat. Let me take a look at this playmat. I got some, what are these, fighter pilots? What kind of plane is that?
They look very, early 1900s.
This looks like the Simeon Tour Guide is under attack like it's King Kong. Am I wrong?
I think you're right. Although the Simeon Tour Guide doesn't seem too stressed about what's happening.
There's a smile, but maybe it's because the destruction that's about to ensue.
Right. It's finally go time. And someone's got to go.
I think the first target, I don't know if you see that lighthouse there on the left.
Yeah.
That's probably the first target. I feel like blue plane into lighthouse is the strategy to begin with.
Right.
This red plane that's close by, it's a good picture of the red plane, but not long for this world. Go.starcitygames.com/pre-release.
Pre-release.
Get the Simeon Tour Guide playmat. Where are we touring with that Simeon Tour Guide?
Well, it must be some sort of on the shores of somewhere because there's a lighthouse.
That's true. Maybe that was the desolate lighthouse.
Perhaps.
After all these years, we finally found out where it is. David Thomas with Azorius Stoneblade up a game very quickly over Lucas Dunn playing Demir Death's Shadow. I do agree, though. That tour guide looked very happy. Beatdowns to ensue. If I was like a huge King Kong-esque animal, I would destroy cities like crazy.
No question.
Because, like, what else is there to do?
Exactly. You got to have your hobbies.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the video game Rampage?
Yes.
Yeah, did you like that game when you were... I don't know if you played that game when you were a kid.
So when I played it when I was a kid, I was too young to sort of figure out, like, what the rules or objectives were.
Okay.
But it's a very well-designed game in that it wasn't necessary for me to be able to figure out what the strategy was for me to enjoy it. It was so much fun just beating down.
Eli's having difficulty keeping 7-card hands, so he's going to be looking at 6, I believe, right now. With that out of the way, on a recent flight, I saw the movie Rampage that stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yep.
It is as bad as you think it is.
A cinematic achievement, but the opposite of that.
Yes. There is a very large wolf, a very large crocodile, and a very large gorilla. However, the gorilla is on our side, and Dwayne can communicate with the gorilla. Already very believable.
Can you imagine being so wealthy, but getting paid at such an incredible rate that you would still do movies like Rampage for $25 million?
I do. I can believe that, yes. I can envision that. Eli's going to 5. Starting hand size for Eli so far in this match appears to be 4.5.
That's an optimistic estimate. He's still got to keep 5.
That's true. Not only that, I don't know. Dwayne, who I am obviously a fan of The Rock, Rampage was truly one of the worst movies I've ever watched.
Okay.
And then, like, Jeffrey Dean Morgan was in it, who's a very, like, skilled actor. That's the definition of collecting a paycheck. Okay. And then I haven't seen Skyscraper just yet, but similarly bad, I imagine. That's a movie that involves a big building, and Dwayne, for some reason, he has got a prosthetic leg, and then he uses that both in combat and in situations where he needs to get higher on the skyscraper. So, very interesting. The Rock at this point, I can't wait to see. Like, he did a Jumanji remake, which I refuse to watch because the first Jumanji is so good, and it didn't need to be remade.
Absolutely.
Though I've actually heard this Jumanji is totally fine.
I'm not sure Eli settled on 5 here.
Oh my goodness. Look at Wilson right now in the middle. He can't believe what's happening. Can't believe what's happening to his teammate.
And Job's got this face of, it's cool. I don't mind that this is happening, but it's starting to get suspicious. I would prefer if you could just keep 5 and we
yeah, we could. Hold on. Yep, 4. All right. Starting hand size, average hand size 4. for Eli Wernigg. Good choice. Good match choice here by us. I hope our viewers are really enjoying what's going on.
I celebrate all the games.
I know you do. The entire card pool and the entire range of games.
Yep.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
I'm both someone who believes like really firmly in certain game design principles, and also someone who's somewhat agnostic towards game quality. It's just all good. It's all good. It's about the range, because the hope is that it's a game you can play for 15 or 20 years, and you need to have a lot of wacky random stuff happen to keep it engaging for that long.
This just gives me more time to make fun of some of The Rock's movie selections as well. What do you think about The Rock's ability to act?
I mean, it's kind of over the top and cartoonish, but I don't think he's a bad. He's an entertainer.
Okay.
You just gotta know what you're signing up for.
That's a big thing in life for me. I do think it is wild to me that he is the highest paid actor.
Okay, so it looks like Eli's kept 4 and has missed his land drop. All right,
Nailed it. We have a match. Steam vents tapped. Draw another one, Eli. Oh man, Goblin Electromancer is not living. Let's go back over to Job. Another shock in hand. Mountain and pass. Opt. Top card will become the bottom card. New card here for Eli. We'll go over to Job now. Job will play a Island and a Crackling Drake. Draw a card. Now, I do know that Wernigg has a copy of Lava Coil in hand. Picked up a copy of Arclight Phoenix. There is a Lava Coil. Take care of the Crackling Drake. We go back over to Jonathan Job, who has another copy of Sulphur Falls. He'll play that. Pass the turn back. Over to Wernigg, who is drawing another copy of Opt. It'll be a Tormenting Voice, discarding an Arclight Phoenix. That resolves. 2 cards coming.
was hoping for that to get countered.
You're a maniac. It was a radical idea. Job not going to jumpstart that just yet.
Good sign for Eli.
Yeah, there's Niv Mizzet. That's a good Magic card. Let's take a look at that thing. It is interesting because I do think the mirror really boils down to this card a lot, and a lot of the damage-dealing effects in the mirror don't deal 5.
It's 4 or lower.
Yeah.
It's very hard to remove.
Unless you have a large beacon bolt. Niv Mizzet, Barun, cannot be countered. It has flying. Whenever you draw a card, Niv Mizzet deals 1 damage to any target. Whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell, you... Jeez, come on with this. All right. Well, Job got to draw a card and ding Eli. This card seems fair.
It's a ton. This card is a ton.
The other Niv Mizzets kind of stink, right? Am I right about
Well, the
that?
original one was well short, and there's a second one.
It's like Niv Mizzet Draco Genius.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what it did.
Pretty sure this is the best of the bunch.
Okay, here it is. 2 blue, blue, red, red, 5/5. Whenever this thing deals damage to a player, peel a card. It was all right.
Very similar to this design.
Yeah. I like this one more. This one feels like pushed and good, but not absurd.
Well, I think this one also really encourages you to play with a bunch of spells. This Niv Mizzet that we had up on the screen encourages you to hang back and Prodigal Sorcerer your opponent down and just draw a bunch of extra cards and win that way.
Yeah, sure.
This one actually speaks to, like I mentioned earlier, they've done a very good job, I think, making the Izzet deck feel like a Spells Matter experience, and this Niv Mizzet is very much play a ton of spells in your deck.
I also like that this Niv Mizzet is like hard to cast, like blue, 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 red, red, red.
Yep.
Like you gotta like build your mana base with this in mind, because the other ones are like 2, and then blue, blue, red, red most of the time, I think.
Yeah.
So I kind of dig that this is like not splashable, I guess.
Right. It's for Izzet decks.
Yeah.
It's not for Jeskai decks or whatever.
Island, Crackling Drake, ding you because I drew a card. I'm not much of an Izzet mage, but I'd be having fun right now.
I wouldn't. I don't know. I think I'd be bored.
I mean, I know it's no burglar rat, but
No, what is?
yes. Beacon, Bolt, and Arclight Phoenix go in the graveyard. It's almost like that's where Job wants them. Along with an additional land. The Memorial to Genius, because he doesn't need any more lands or cards.
Big draw step coming.
Yeah, huge. Nailed it. Is that thing actually dead? Well, I guess he's just dead to the Crackling Drake.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know. It's a
No. Whatever, moral victory.
Yep.
Put that Niv Mizzet in the graveyard, thanks.
11 a.m. Standard challenge players. Your round 4
Fireball!
being posted.
Fireball. Jonathan Job is going to win this game match over Eli Wernigg. At least he can have some fun when he gets some bad luck. Where do you want to go, my friend? Modern or Legacy?
Legacy.
Legacy it is. Dave Thomas, Lucas Dunn. Here come the cameras. We hope you're ready.
And credit to Eli for handling what could have been a very frustrating experience with some humor.
Absolutely.
Not easy to do.
No. Him to Torok. Well, that's tuning into that television show. Him to Torok, take care of your hand. Draw a card. Dave Thomas will pass turn back. It looks like Lucas Dunn now has 3 cards in hand after the draw step. There's the Delver of Secrets. Life totals appear to be 8 to 9. David Thomas will draw a card. Both players with 2 cards in hand now. His last 2 draw steps appear to be pretty good. Swords to Plowshares and Stoneforge Mystic. Trigger, take a look. Thoughtseize, Swords that. Lucas Dunn will gain a little bit of life. Will Lucas Dunn cast this Thoughtseize? Answer is yes. There goes Stoneforge. Okay. We're going to David Thomas. And David Thomas has drawn a Delver. That Delver is not alive anymore thanks to that Dismember. Lucas Dunn's Delver underneath the Thoughtseize. There's a Gurmag Angler. Don't be delving with that Delver that should be exiled from the swords. Lucas fixed it. We're good. If I was David Thomas, I would draw an answer to this fish.
True Name Nemesis would be good.
That would be very good. All right. That's not good. That's not good for David. No, that's really bad. I would draw True Name Nemesis. I would draw Swords to Plowshares. Ooh, the sweat.
He's going to have to draw real well.
Give me a sweat. I prefer the draw to be Ponder.
The redraw?
Yes. Boo. They're going to game number 3 are Lucas Dunn and David Thomas. Demir Death Shadow ties things up against Azorius Stoneblade, while Brian Basoco and Wilson Miller are battling it out in the Humans versus Banned Spirits matchup. Keep in mind, as I've mentioned many times this weekend, but if you are just joining us, that David Thomas, Brian Basoco, and Jonathan Job have already won a Team Constructed Open here this year in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. They're looking to win another one, and Job and Basoco have won 2 this year. David Thomas missed the first one. Rudy Riska subbed in admirably and helped to win that team open. That gives you an idea of what kind of team we're looking at here on the right side of things, as Wilson Miller and Brian Basoco continue to battle. See if we can get our eyes on that middle match. Mantis Rider here for Brian. Looks like Wilson's taking 3 in the air. There's Plains for Wilson Miller. As we're just going to stay out over on this match. And then we'll hop back over to Legacy. I want to bring you some action. Hey, cool.
Not that huge of a deal here for Basoco, as he can just move the vial up. Oh, never mind. He's copying the Mana Strider, it looks like. I thought he pointed to the Reflector Mage.
Well, I thought there might be some bouncing, too, yeah. This is a better use of that Phantasmal Image. Meddling Mage, unsurprisingly, naming Path to Exile. And the Mana Strider staring off at each other. It looks like Brian will not attack. There's a Noble Hierarch. And now a Flooded Strand. Vial up to 3. All right. Brian will pass the turn back.
Don't know for sure, but by the looks of things, I think Basoco probably went down to at least 5 cards.
Yeah, it feels that way,
Yeah,
right?
he just looked over and it was just, how is he hellbent already?
And Wilson has a lot of cards in hand.
Right.
14-9 right now in favor of Wilson for your life totals.
Players in the 1030 Sealed Spectacular. Your pairings.
Now's a good time to collect some company.
Are being posted at the gathering point. Please make your way to your seats again. Players in the 1030
Top 6 here
Sealed
for Wilson
Spectacular.
Miller.
Your pairings for your 4th and final round have been posted.
Feels like he's pretty far ahead in this game. And only getting further ahead if this collective company cooperates. Looks like he's going to consult Eli, the Mulligan Master.
Jealous at getting to look at 6 cards.
Hey, like, could you imagine if you had this many cards
in your
opening hand?
Yeah.
I just get to look at 6 of them now because my card lets me do that. Supreme Phantom and Drug Skull Captain. Meaning this battlefield is starting to get pretty formidable here for our Spirits player. Horizon Canopy. Play and sack. New card coming here for Wilson Miller. And now Night of Autumn. Goodbye, Vial. And that means that if you're Wilson, you're pretty clear to do some attacking here.
Yeah, I mean, the Human Deck doesn't really play on the opposing turn without Vials, so.
Yeah, this would be one of those times where if Brian were playing Restoration Angel.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. But that card has fallen out of favor for Humans players. It was the new hotness for about a month, and then people got away from it. Looks like there's really not many great blocks to be had here for Brian.
I gotta say, I know you've played with Humans a lot, and you advocated for keeping it in when I brought this up yesterday, but I'm not sure I'm feeling Meddling Mage in this matchup.
Yeah,
the body is just so it's not a card on the table. It's literally just Cut Off Path or Collected Company.
Yeah, I mean it's mostly just Reed's Cutoff Path. Cutoff Path and my gigantic champion that Parish without his lieutenant will kill you. That's basically what it is. And then there are instances where you can make it a 3/3 and be able to attack because of lieutenant.
But is champion and the Parish even that reliable of a path when they have their own Reflector Mages?
Well, now that they have their own Reflector Mages, because they didn't for a while.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Here is lieutenant. Brian's at 1. Hit you for 4 in the air. So Brian would have to have something else now. I don't know what that thing could be, but I don't think it matters because I think we're going to see an end-of-turn spell here from Wilson Miller. Rattle Chains. We're done. Legacy time as this match is all tied up. So it comes down to Lucas Dunn and David Thomas. David Thomas will be on the play. So we hop that way. This is big for both teams. Obviously, both teams very much in top 8 contention here.
Yeah, got to be feeling good if on your left side of this that you had one match that was a total wipeout.
Yeah.
And you lost game 1 in the legacy seat, and now you're here.
And you can still win?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that match at the bottom, it didn't even play.
Yeah, didn't even play.
David's on 7 cards. Lucas Dunn is on 6. They got 28 minutes to play the game. It's Tundra to start. We go to Lucas Dunn. Cycle Street Wraith. Always a good start to the game. I like it before the land drop.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's go again. 16 now for Lucas. Yes, Watergrave 14. Yes.
Yes. Got Thoughtseize maybe.
Thoughtseize myself. Thoughtseize you. Flusterstorm, fine. Still 14. Thoughtseize to lose. Just a flooded strand for David Thomas. Oh, Wasteland. Delver of Secrets. Swords will take care of the Delver. Tundra heads to the graveyard thanks to the Wasteland. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's a Wasteland party. Does Lucas have a land? He does. Verdant Catacombs. Down to 14. Watery Grave down to 12. The love for Wasteland knows no bounds.
I know. I just love the Wasteland and the drama as we wait for the person to draw a card and flick their cards around in their hand and say, go. Yeah. It's never gotten over. I've been covering the tournaments for however long now, 6 or 7 years. And that sweat where we just get to see if they can even play anymore.
Yeah.
It's never gotten old.
Yeah, after 6, 7 years of this?
Yeah, still not old. A lot of other things are old hat, not the Wasteland sweat. Also, just people who are really passionate about their format. You know, there's some people who are just like, Modern's the best, Finn's the best, Legacy's the best, or whatever. And I just like the dissonance required to just be like, Legacy's the best, all the formats, no skill. It's just like the best format by far. It's the toughest Magic you can play. There's so many decisions. When like a non-trivial percentage of the games just come down to like, yeah, it's got Wasteland.
I kept a one-laner, got Wasteland, and lost.
I lost.
So
I like this. I like celebrating that part of it too.
Yeah.
It's the best format by far. So much skill. You sit around manipulating cantrips, get your lands blown up every turn.
What happened? My opponent reanimated a Gristlebrand in turn when I didn't have Force Will.
Right.
They were clearly better.
Yeah, my opponent. What happened? Well, my opponent won the roll. I kept a hand with Force of Will, and it got unmasked and Gristlebrand on turn 1 or whatever.
I've been informed that the new Jumanji movie is good. Plus, it isn't a remake. It's more of a sequel that pays homage to the original.
Okay.
Unnecessary sequel. The original is perfect. Brainstorm here from Lucas. Lucas is deciding what land he wants to search up. Post Brainstorm. It'll be, ooh, hello, another Watery Grave. It's a painful way to do it.
Setting up maybe a pretty substantial Death Shadow here.
Mm-hmm. There's a Delver. And I don't think that Delver is going to live very long because of the days. A Delver here for David Thomas. That'll be Marsh Flats. And now Dismember. Goodbye, Delver. Lucas is down to 5.
Here we go. Now it's Death Shadow
there
time.
There we go.
Yep. Matter of time with all the damage he was taking.
Another Delver. Pass the turn back. One thing about Thomas's deck, and this is why, again, this is why I see why you like Path, because every time I watch David, it feels like he's always got Council Judgment just kind of stuck in hand.
So I'm really skeptical of Council's Judgment when you don't have a second Plains in your deck. So you have to keep a Tundra to be able to do it against a deck with Wasteland, and you're playing against Daze.
Yeah.
Like, Council's Judgment, you can bring in other matchups, I get it, but it does not do work here. It's too hard to resolve. And like I said, if you're going for this matchup, you just need to load up on Paths.
Him to Torok.
And now this is 2 games that we've watched now, or 2 matches we watched, rather.
Brutal.
Where and same thing happened against Tannen, where Thomas won game 1, and then got beat up in the post-board games. It's happened twice now. And I think it's just, you can want the cards for other matchups and all that, but I think it is a function of not having enough removal.
Liliana, the last hope, will take care of that Delver of Secrets, and a fist bump for sure, especially from Eli, who didn't get to play Magic that round.
Wow.
The team of Lucas Dunn, Wilson Miller, and Eli Wernigg are going to win this match over David Thomas, Brian Basoco, and Jonathan Job. Should David Thomas have attacked there and put his opponent down to 1?
I think so.
Makes it